The funny thing is that going into law, there was no why. My family immigrated from the former Soviet Union in the very early 90s. My parents and grandparents and their generation, because they were Jewish, they were so heavily deprived of being able to have a good life and do whatever they want. Like, for example, my mom wanted to be a doctor, but she couldn't go to medical school because she was a Jew. When my family moved here, it was just always like, you have to be a lawyer. You have to be a lawyer. It's such an amazing profession, and it's, there's so much stability in it, and you're going to get to help people, and you're going to make money. And it was like this mantra that kind of lived with me my whole life. Plus, I love to read, and I don't know, my family always joked about how I was so argumentative always. Oh, it's going to serve you well one day, when you go to law school. And so I just went with it. I never really pondered, is this something that I want? Is this something that I don't want? I also think it's hard at that age, when you're in high school, when you're in college, when you're thinking of what to do. It's really hard to know unless you're in it. So I just went with it. And then when I got to law school, I actually enjoyed it very much. I don't know what it is about it. It's almost like a puzzle that you have to put together, and you have to take into consideration so many different little pieces, and you have to, it's almost like chess. You have to keep everything in your mind. What's going to happen if you make this move, right? Okay, do I have to consider, some ancillary repercussions over here? Or, how's this person going to react to what I'm doing over here? And so there are all these things that you have to consider at the same time. And so in law school, it was all theory, obviously, which I enjoyed it very much. But once I started practicing, it's a whole different ball game. For the first, I want to say maybe 5 to 6 years of my career, I did strictly business litigation, and I loved it. I always say that it's my first love. And I ended up leaving the litigation world for a little while and going in-house to work for an oil and gas company, and then I ended up doing about 5-6 years of completely different transactional work. Now I have experience in both. And I think it's actually really awesome because when I'm working on a transaction, I know exactly what to anticipate, what kind of problems could turn into litigation because I've done it. And the same thing with litigation, if it's a business dispute, I know really well how to read all the documents. Oh my gosh, what was the question? Why?